How do you do?
What's new?
We'll teach you about bamboo.
Next on Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. We are at Hoyt Arboretum here in their new bamboo forest. And later in the show, we'll be hearing all about this new collection and the festivities going on tomorrow.
We are also going to be showing you today how you can prune your cactus.
But coming up first, we're going down to Garland Nursery and hear all about their art and wine in the garden.
Well, it is a great delight for me to be out at Garland Nursery, and I'm here with Brenda, first of all, and we're going to be chatting about this wonderful event that's happening. What is it?
It's our 17th annual Art and Wine in the Garden, and we have 40 artists that are coming to sell their wares, everything from recycled metal garden art, paintings, photography, and in addition, these lovely things you see on the table here by Recandle Company. Molly Alexander is here with us today to tell a little bit about what she makes.
And speaking of that, here is Molly now. Molly, how are you? And I have to say that I look at these and they're really stunning. So first of all, I want to know what gave you this idea?
My husband and I are inspired by the aspect of recycling. So it's easy to do, it's affordable, and it makes beautiful art.
And Molly, both of you actually are involved in this. I've heard stories that we won't mention here about how some of the ways you get the glasses are, but you find the stuff, and he actually makes all of the interior metal parts that hold the candles, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He fabricates that out of steel that comes from a company's recycling box.
Wow.
The steel wraps around bundles of rebar, and he picks it out of their box, straightens it, and he sits down and creates a harp for the inside of a bottle, one by one.
Lovely. And you know, although they don't show up here until I lift it, there are several that actually hang, which are adorable. And then you have some that are table toppers too, but you also make the candles themselves that go in, right?
I do. I make all the votives that go into all the bottles and the tabletop pieces, and I make these other freestanding pillar candles out of 100% recycled wax.
So really the whole system of your creation and what you do is recycled stuff. Wow.
That's how we live.
And that, well, good for you. I love that about you. And also the candles, several of them have lovely fragrances as well.
Mm-hmm. I like to fragrance them according to my own tastes. And they all have brand new wicks. Wow. Obviously, it would be hard to recycle a wick.
That's a skill that I'm not sure anybody has, is it, Molly?
No.
And then, you know, although there are so many great artists that are going to be here and such fun stuff like this to look at, there's also a ton of other stuff. How are you, Erica?
I am wonderful. How are you, honey?
I'm well, thanks. Now,
good.
What else is going on?
There are going to be bands both days. We have on Saturday, Dennis Monroe's Funked Up Blues Band.
Wow.
Also on Sunday, the Gumbo Groove Band. 3 food trucks. We have cheesy stuffed burgers. We've got Shotsky's wood-fired pizza.
Nice.
And we also have the Pink Rib that does amazing. He's going to do breakfasts, actually.
Oh, wow.
Block 15's here on Saturday. Gosh, 40 artists. We have wineries. We have 4 wineries that are here both days. What am I missing?
And it is happening Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, it is. Both Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4.
And spirit tasting.
Oh, yes.
And what was that?
Spirit tasting by Vivacity Spirits and Spiritopia. They're local out of Corvallis, and in fact, Molly made one of the bottles out of the Vivacity Spirits bottle. Mm-hmm.
And you both know how much I love Spiritopia, so I'm all about that. So listen, there's wonderful things happening in the summer, and this is one of them. For more information on the times that are happening, all kinds of stuff, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Make sure you get on board, get out here, enjoy both today and tomorrow here at Garland Nursery. Thank you all so much.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Do you want to be green? Do the easy stuff first. Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery. The U.S. House Energy and Commerce Committee says for every $1 spent on a shade tree, you can save $5 on cooling, blocking the penetrating heat in the summer and allowing the warm rays through in the winter. Dollar for dollar, there's no better energy and money saver than a good, deciduous shade tree. Portland Nursery's professionals can help you make the perfect selection. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
In the summer months, water use can double or triple due to outdoor watering. Here are 3 simple tips to help save water and money this summer. Set your sprinklers so that they're watering your lawn and plants and not the pavement. Water early in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. Group plants with similar water, shade, and sun needs together. For more water conservation information and tips, check out the Regional Water Providers Consortium at www.conserveh2o.org.
Judy, do you remember when I asked you if you liked me? I mean, if you really liked me?
Yeah, I liked you on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I need you to do that again.
Well, we really need everyone to like the new Facebook page for Garden Time. So you just go to gardentime.tv and click on the Facebook icon and like us again for our brand new page.
2 stages, 22 shows, one sweet weekend. The 24th Annual Oregon Jamboree, presented by South Pacific Auto Sales, is bringing you the biggest show of 2016. Carrie Underwood, Toby Keith,
Let's have a party.
Randy Houser, Old Dominion, Chase Bryant, and so many more. July 29th through the 31st. Tickets on sale now at OregonJamboree.com. Presented by South Pacific Auto Sales.
I am at Hort Arboretum in Portland, and I'm with Martin, who is the curator here. And Martin, we are in one of your new collections. Where are we?
So we're in the bamboo forest here at Hort Arboretum.
It's really a beautiful spot. You know, I think of the Arboretum and I think of trees, and these are bamboo. So what is the connection?
So for a long time we've been where the Pacific Northwest Bamboo Society has their festival. And so we've sort of had a connection with bamboo. There was bamboo planted in the Arboretum back in the 90s, and the site that was originally chosen sort of didn't work out so well for the bamboo. It didn't grow very vigorously, and so there's been a desire to kind of reinvigorate and put in a new bamboo grove, and so we were able to do that 2 years ago in cooperation with the Pacific Northwest Bamboo Society and Bamboo Garland Nursery.
It's really unbelievable, the amount of different kind of plants. And I'm with Anna, who's from Bamboo Gardens, and you are the designer here.
I am.
And so what were some of the challenges in this site? It looks kind of a lot of different topography here.
Yeah, and that was actually really helpful because there are some bamboo that do well in well-drained areas, some bamboo that like wetter areas, some bamboo that like sun, and some that like shade. So, you know, I had a lot of area to play with, which was really nice.
And are there a lot of different kinds here, different species?
Yep, we're aiming for 30 or 31 when this is 100% completed. Some of the last species are going to be going in after a lot of these big guys have had a chance to grow up so we can underplant. And yeah, I really wanted to showcase that, you know, bamboo is really a global phenomenon, and it isn't just big ones. You can get all the way from a foot tall to 60 foot tall to grow here.
Wow.
So there's quite a range, and I really wanted to showcase that.
And there even is a North American native, that's amazing, of bamboo.
There's actually 3.
Oh.
They've been divided into 3 species now. It has been officially confirmed. Arundinaria genus, and that's Gigantea, Tecta, and Appalachiana.
Wow, and where are those native to in the United States?
Eastern United States, Appalachiana, obviously, the Appalachians, and then Gigantea is native, if I remember right, the historical range was as far north as Michigan and as far west as Oklahoma.
Wow.
And of course it doesn't do that anymore. And then Tecta was sort of also within that range, but confined strictly to riparian areas. It's a wet foot bamboo.
Wow. And you know, we get a lot of people asking Garden Time about bamboo care at home, because I would think you want people to take away, I want to grow this at my garden.
Sure. So, you know, one of the things when we did the installation here, we were looking at, you know, how to make it sustainable. And of course, everyone sort of has this negative opinion that bamboo can be really aggressive. And so when we did the installation, we used a lot of compost, we used a lot of wood chip mulch to create a great organic bed for the plants. And then we use a sand trap method. And so the sand traps don't stop the bamboo growing, but they give us an area in which we can root prune. And so twice a year we go through with shovels and we look for runners that are leaving the area we want the plant to grow into. and that enables us to basically contain the bamboo in the sites that we want it to grow into. So it's sort of as routine as trimming your hedge a couple of times a year. So if you install everything correctly, it really isn't a huge amount of work to keep the bamboo contained.
That really helps because people do get so nervous about it, and it's such a beautiful plant for all of our gardens.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's absolutely striking when you come into the space with all the different bamboos that are here. It's remarkable to see the variation. And of course, we have the big runner bamboos, but we also have quite a few species of smaller clumping types, which sometimes are more suitable for people's yards. They're a little slower to spread, and so we have several of those species that are showcased as well.
Something for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, and they're great colors, from these really deep greens to some of the red cane bamboos, and really beautiful different shades of colors, yeah.
And Anna, what's going on with the dedication and the festival tomorrow?
Well, starting at 10 o'clock, we're going to have the actual bamboo festival, so it's going to be vendors, and we're going to have lectures and demonstrations about different stuff about bamboo. And then starting at 2, we're going to open this place up and show it to the public. We're going to have lectures and tours, and Martin and I and Ian and Noah will be on site to answer questions for people.
It's really going to be a big educational bamboo day because you can come out and talk to all the experts about the bamboo that's here and about what you can grow in your yard. So really come on over to the Hoyt Arboretum on Sunday and see all of the festivities about bamboo. Well, thanks so much and congratulations about this beautiful place.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru. Your way on the Parkway.
Buying a new vehicle should be something you look forward to. So, when you come to Capital Subaru, bring your pup, practice your swing, go for a walk, and relax. Our personally tailored service makes it easy for you to find your ideal Subaru, while you enjoy the service, selection, and amenities you simply won't find at any other dealership.
How far will you go this summer? Now during Capital Subaru's Summer Fun Sales Event, lease the powerful new 2017 Subaru WRX 6MT, just $294 per month.
Get it your way on the Parkway.
Enjoy a summer of art and color. Visit the Oregon Garden for Art in the Garden, now through September 30th, sponsored by Capital Subaru. See over a dozen pieces of outstanding and inspired art that represent both traditional and modern styles, carefully placed throughout the garden. A series of related workshops will also be featured during this event. For details on Art in the Garden and a schedule of events, go to OregonGarden.org.
A destination farm and garden market featuring the very best each season has to offer. Smith Berry Barn offers seasonal farm fresh fruits and vegetables and specialty herbs and perennials. Visit the historic barn for distinctive gifts, gourmet foods, and homemade milkshakes. Right now we have fresh picked or pick your own berries ready in our fields. Here's what we have to offer this week. Centrally located off of Shoals Ferry Road between Sherwood and Hillsboro, Smith Berry Barn, growing good taste from the ground up.
Nestled in the oaks of the Willamette Valley is a nursery that is truly exceptional. At Out in the Garden Nursery, you will find a vast array of shade plants, ornamental grasses, and hardy perennials. Let us help you bring color and texture into your garden. We offer over 100 types of perennials. Many of our plants are evergreen for year-round interest. Plus, we offer the best in personal attention. Out in the Garden Nursery, where we grow great gardens one plant at a time.
So I'm here with Heather, and we are at Rita Lee's Nursery. And Heather, you guys do a phenomenal job of growing cactus and some types of succulents and things. So what I wanted to know, we're going to be talking about pruning. But before we start, and you show people how to do this, tell me about why someone would prune cactus, because I don't think we think about actually pruning stuff like this very often.
Sure, most people don't. So the reason we prune is to encourage new growth and also to encourage branching out to expand the plant.
Sure.
And also to get rid of the bad stuff. Or
so really, just like we prune in the garden normally, It's the same reasons to be doing it.
Just like you would prune your annual, you just don't obviously prune them as often as what you would do an annual, but mostly to shape.
So now, tell me what this one is, and then tell me what we're going to do to be pruning this one properly.
So this is an orchid cactus, or an epithelium orchid cactus. And as you can see, we've got some of this growth that has been damaged probably by rubbing from the other branches. So all we're going to do is take some clippers.
Can I
If
hand you
hand
some?
me
Do you
the
want
green
this
ones.
pair?
Yep.
There you go.
So you want to use a pretty good sized set of clippers because these are pretty sturdy and thick down at the base. You always want to dip your clippers in alcohol or rubbing alcohol for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, just to sterilize and to prevent disease.
Sure.
Or from another plant if you used them for something else.
Okay.
And then you're going to just go through and get down to the base as what you can and clip as low as possible or to the point of where you don't want it anymore.
Yeah. And even though you don't have gloves on, you can certainly wear gloves when doing this because there are some fine little thorns all over these.
Sure, there are. There are some little white hairs right up at the tips. The branches in the center are pretty smooth, so you can pretty much grab
The middle part there.
The middle part, yes. Now this red growth is the new growth, so this is normal.
Beautiful.
This is not something that you want to trim off.
Okay.
So if if you don't like this one too, you can, come in here and cut it off.
Because it really, just like with pruning other things in our yards, it's not going to kill the plant. You're just cleaning it up and really forcing like this beautiful new growth here is stunning too, that red. So that's what you're really doing.
Yes. And now this one, see how it's kind of
It is. It looks
a
a little
bit
speckled.
yellow. I would leave it because I don't know, it might come out of it.
And then if it
could
doesn't, you can always go back. Okay.
Because you can't glue it back on.
Sure, yeah, right. That's so true. Now, I've love string of pearls, which I know that's what this one is, and there's several type of hanging basket type plants like this. I myself am always a little, I don't know when I should cut them or why I should cut, because I feel like I love them, so I don't want to hurt them.
So in this one, if the top isn't full enough, like what you want it to be, you can take these little strings and you can wrap them up on top, and it will fill your top in, kind of push it down in the soil, and eventually your top will fill out and it will get little roots that will go down into your soil and make your top fuller. If it's getting too long, if you want to hand me the other set of clippers.
There you go.
If you want it to be even with the pot, you're just going to come up and clip it off.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep.
And then can I make the assumption, Heather, that those strings that are left hanging down will start filling out more?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they will branch out from where you're cut, or new ones will start coming out from the top.
Perfect. Well, there you go. There is always a way to prune something the best way. And to find that out, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their Facebook page. You can contact them and get even more information on how to properly prune these beautiful plants. Thank you so much.
Thank
Heather.
you.
I'm at Little Baja on Burnside, and I'm with Wayne. And Wayne, you guys are container experts. So this is the middle of summer. So what kind of tips do you have for us about watering our containers?
Well, one of the things that concerns us the most here at Little Baja is that people, our customers, your viewers, won't give enough water to their trees that are in containers. And containers, trees in containers themselves, need at least 1 to 2 gallons of water every single day, especially in this heat wave we're having, because they don't have any other water source than what we give them. They can't get water from the ground.
And does it matter what kind of tree? Maple, conifer?
Well, the evergreens are a little less sensitive to not getting watered every day. They're not going to immediately shrivel up on you. But you take a sensitive tree like a maple here, ones with the nice delicate leaves, and just one day in 100-degree weather without water, and it'll shrivel up on you, and it'll be dry the rest of the summer.
And what about containers? Terracotta versus concrete glazed?
Well, it makes a little difference, except for the fact that the terracotta is breathes more and tends to dry out faster than concrete or your Asian pottery, and so it's important to make sure that they get watered, especially that as well, them too, and that they have good drainage, because when you give them a couple of gallons a day, you want to make sure that water runs through the bottom and it doesn't flood and stay in the roots.
Well, that's a great tip. So if you have any other questions, please come out to Little Baja. Thanks so much, Wayne.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Welcome to Drake's, not your ordinary garden center. Grab a cup of coffee at Antonio's and wander the nursery for the perfect plant. Check out the landscape design showrooms for ideas, then meet with a designer. Come pick out a bouquet of flowers for dinner or for that someone special. Find something distinctive for your home or your garden. Imagine the possibilities and let Drake's turn them into realities. Drake's 7Ds on Southwest Shoals Ferry Road in Portland.
Damien, fancy meeting you here at Standard TV and Appliance.
I had no idea they sold mattresses.
Why, certainly they do. As a matter of fact, they have the largest selection of Beauty Rest mattresses in the entire state.
Huge price cuts now on Standard's all-star lineup of mattresses, including Beauty Rest Black.
I'm going to sleep great tonight.
A hometown favorite since 1947 for appliances, TVs,
and mattresses.
You got it. Standard TV and Appliance.
Judy, do you remember when I asked you if you liked me? I mean, if you really liked me?
Yeah, I liked you on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I need you to do that again.
Well, we really need everyone to like the new Facebook page for Garden Time. So you just go to gardentime.tv and click on the Facebook icon and like us again for our brand new page.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Some of my favorite plants this time of year are grasses because they're starting to show their blooms. I'm with Carol from Out in the Garden Nursery in Molalla. And Carol, what a great selection for all of us to put new plants in our garden this time of year. So what do you have for us?
Well, I've got a big variety. Some are blooming, some are not. We'll start here at the, this nice contrasting group right here. These are a couple miscanthus. These are actually the same age. This one's going to be a very tight columnar plant, slowly to 4 to 5 feet. This one, once you get it in the ground, it's going to shoot up and get 6 to 7 feet.
So depending if you have a little garden or you want it in a container, really two different nice kind of textures.
Very different uses, yes.
And what else? This is a pretty one. Look at all the burgundy this time of year.
This is a really wonderful panicum. This is ruby ribbons.
Pretty.
It colors up earlier than a lot of the other panicums. It has a little broader blade, so you see it a little better. Some of the other ones are much finer. It will bloom later on, has a really delicate little airy red flower, but it's very lovely. Again, it's a little columnar, but it's only going to be about 4 feet, so it fits in most any garden, and it's semi-drought tolerant.
Ah, nice. And look at this one. The foliage is really kind of low, but look at these flowers shooting up.
Yeah, this is a Stepia gigantea, as you can tell, the tall flowers. These have been blooming for at least 2 months. The flowers hold for a very, very long time. The foliage is mostly evergreen, so it's got some year-round interest, and the flowers will hold through fall.
And speaking of flowers, this one's pretty. They're like little fluffy ones.
Yeah, these are two of my favorites. So this is Pennisetum Carly Rose, and this is Pennisetum Oriental. This is actually the parent to Carly Rose, and it's a cross, makes it a little taller. Carly Rose, you can see, is a little darker. It's going to be about 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet wide, and the Oriental is about 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide.
Nice.
And they bloom from June till frost.
Oh, nice. And then this is another tall one, which is really stately.
Yeah, this is actually Calamagrossus. This is Carl Forster, and then I have an overdam here in the front, which is a variegated. They're two of my, the whole group, the Calamagrossus are my favorite. They're a cool season grass versus most of these are a warm season grass. So they come up very, very, very early in the year. They bloom in May, but their flowers hold beautifully all year round. I have a big hedge of them. When I have to cut them back at some point in the winter, I miss them because even in February they look amazing.
And they do look nice in a mass.
Yes.
I mean, they really make a statement, and all that motion is just really pretty in your garden.
Easy.
And easy, yes. And then this one is so cool. What unusual flowers.
This is Blonde Ambition. It's a prairie native. It's just a lovely grass. Again, it's been blooming for about a month. It will bloom all fall, all through the fall. It's actually extremely tough and drought tolerant once it gets established. It's about a 2.5 foot grower. It's a very, very lovely plant. It's a must-have.
And I know we're talking about blooms and people must think we're crazy, but they're all kind of so different, and they give a different idea and different kind of motion and structure to the garden, because this is another cool one.
This is another one. This is Pennisetum spathifolium, And it's one, we love this in our garden. The foliage stays about a foot, well, about a foot and a half tall, but it has these tall flowers and the motion on them is lovely. They start blooming in June, they'll hold through fall. We have a favorite spot in the garden that we sit at a table and have lunch, and we can see these, and we always comment about how beautiful these are in the wind.
Oh, very cool. And now another kind of tall one here?
This is a Molina. The Molinas are a really overlooked group of grasses. There's short ones and tall ones. There's a really nice variegated small one that most people are familiar with. This is one of the taller ones. This thing is tough. We planted it in the garden a couple years ago. Last summer, 0 water. It looked beautiful.
Whoa.
The flowers come out quite early. They hold a long time. They're not as showy as some of the other grasses, but they're just so nice. They're just a really nice addition, again, especially for that motion and a little different texture.
And it's tough. That's great.
It's very tough.
And this little guy's really cute. With
This is
pretty
another
color.
Pennisetum. Yeah, this is another one with nice color. It will end up with nice fluffy blooms in August, September. But this one is called Burgundy Bunny, so it's a dwarf one, but it gets this beautiful burgundy foliage quite early in the season, and that will actually get stronger throughout the season.
Nice. And so, you know, now for something completely different, wine in the garden. What's this?
This weekend we have our 5th annual Wine and Cheese in the Garden. We'll have 3 different wineries, several different food vendors. We have artisan cheese coming, and then we have Ray Gordon, who's a local blues singer who's amazing. And we have a dancing horse.
Oh, the dancing horse.
He will be here.
And that's happening on Sunday?
Sunday from noon to 5.
Well, if you haven't been out in the garden this season, you have to come out. Look at this great selection of ornamental grasses. I think she has the biggest selection I've seen this season. And come out and look at grasses, but have some nice wine, nice cheese, look at all the art, and just really enjoy this nursery. It's a beautiful place to be on a Sunday afternoon. Thanks so much, Carol.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming, Judy.
Thanks for watching Garden Time today, and be sure to try to make it out to Hoyt Arboretum to see the wonderful new bamboo forest. Look, Judy, this bamboo is green with yellow stripes.
And this one is yellow with green stripes. It's really a cool planting.
Now, if you can't make it out to Hoyt Arboretum, there's also wonderful things happening out at Garland Nursery with their Art and Wine event. And then let's not forget out in the garden where they're having wine and cheese. So many fun things to do this weekend.
If you need any information about all the events happening this weekend, please go to gardentime.tv.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week, right here on Garden Time.
What are you looking for?
Judy, I'm looking for the Garden Time Subaru.
William, it's right behind us.
And you can find it too. It's as easy as going to gardentime.tv.
So click on gardentime.tv and click on the Subaru. Each month, the Subaru will be in a different location. Give us your best guess, and you could possibly win.
Each month, one lucky person will be chosen from all the correct answers. Prizes can include a gift card to a great nursery, some wonderful tools, or other sweet prizes.
So go to gardentime.tv and help us find the Subaru.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.